1941, a state of war.
What General Vagon had called the Battle of France was over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin.
We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills.
Hey guys and gals, this is Alden for the Mosin Crate. First things first, I can't discuss anything sales related here on YouTube because they will delete the video. That includes answering questions like how much are they, where can I buy them, how can I buy them. But if you go onto rumble.com and search for my username, the Mosin Crate, without any spaces, you'll find this same video on there where I can and do answer questions like that. Or if you just Google my username, the Mosin Crate, you can get it figured out from there. So these are all K98k rifles, technically M937A contract rifles, made in 1937 at the Mauser Oberndorf factory in Nazi Germany. I know that was a mouthful. For the Portuguese, and that's why you'll find that beautiful Portuguese crest on top of the receiver. So the difference between these and the standard K98k is that they have the upgraded bunny ear front sights, which honestly I'm not sure why the Germans didn't just stick with that because it's an awesome design. And then they also have an additional sling attachment spot on the rifles. And you may notice that they have quite a bit of bluing wear towards the front, and that's because when these were used in the Portuguese colonial wars or just in Portugal in general, when these guys were on guard duty or parade duty, they would stand there with their hands right around that area, right around the bands and the barrel, that muzzle end of the barrel, and it would just cause bluing wear in that spot from being held for hours at a time with people with sweaty and oily hands. I would say all of these are in good shooter grade condition, meaning they're in good condition, fully functional, but they just have a bit more cosmetic wear and tear than standard good. And the nice thing about them is all of them, except for one, which I'll point out later, comes with a sling. You can see this one's almost an unissued sling. This one's still in really nice shape. And then you've got some that are very well used, like this one here. Some of the stocks have the Waffenamt still on them. Others, they're very faint. Others, you can't see them at all. These are around 80-plus-year-old rifles. Now, I did clean all these off lightly with a shop towel and ballistol, which is my favorite cleaning. Make sure that you get the non-aerosol version because the aerosol version has chemicals in it that can probably do bad things to the bluing and the wood. The non-aerosol version, I use it on everything. Stock, bluing, on the metal, everything. I even used it to clean these bayonets. That's a nice thing about these. These came with bayonets. Now, they don't match the rifles, but they're still, I'd say, in fair to good shooter grade condition. They're definitely usable. The blades tend to be nicer than the actual exterior of the bayonets and scabbards. One thing I love about these rifles is that they fire 8mm, for that correction Nazi out there, 7.92. And it's about the cheapest surplus ammunition you can get right now. It wasn't always that way, but a large horde of this stuff came in about 4 or 5 years ago and flooded the market, and so it's still relatively cheap. This is Greek 8mm from 1940. You can see it's pretty dusty. I imagine I'm the first person to touch this in 80-plus years since it was packed at the factory. This is really good ammunition. Now, it is surplus, so it's corrosive, so you want to make sure you do your due diligence in cleaning after firing the gun. Every once in a while, you'll get a hard primer or something. And the nice thing about the Mauser design, yeah, we're amateur hour here. I don't have a tripod or anything, so let me put the camera down for a second. You can recock the Mauser bolt without pulling the bolt all the way back. And just pull the trigger again, and that'll usually take care of your hard primer issue. I don't have any Greek 8mm ammunition, but it's out there everywhere, and it's pretty inexpensive compared to other surplus ammo. Import marking on the bottom of the barrel. These things are covered in Waffenamts. The Germans put these little approval stamps on just about every single part. They also love putting serial numbers on just about every single part, which is why I don't guarantee serial numbers match on every rifle, because honestly, it would take hours to check. Most of the ones I've seen have been mostly, if not all, matching. But I'm not going to guarantee it because, like I said, it would just take forever. This is the only one I found that had a matching bayonet. Now, it doesn't have a sling with it. And the other odd thing about it is it doesn't have a crest on top of the receiver. It's also the only one, and I've gone through probably thousands of these rifles over the past couple years. I've never seen one that did not have the crest on top of the receiver. I'm not sure if it was a factory fluke or if it was removed at a later date. I'm not sure why it would have been removed, but all the other markings seem to be there. And unfortunately, this is going to be the last video I have of these. I've had plenty of videos over the past couple years of these, but the barrel is truly pretty much scratched to the bottom. What's left is not good. It's not worthy, in my opinion. So this is going to be the last review video of them I have. I'm not saying you won't see them on other YouTube channels down the road, but at least for the Mosin crate, this is it. I will also say that I'm hopeful that more get imported from somewhere abroad years down the road, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think this was it. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting to grab one of these, usually how these things work is once they dry up, prices go up. So get them while the getting's good. Thanks for watching, guys, and I've got some more surplus videos coming up soon.